to this webcast on upgrading to Windows 10. In this webcast we'll focus on using Configuration Manager to perform this upgrade, which is supported from Windows 7, Windows 8, or Windows 8.1. My name is Rasmus Ronlev and I am a Solution Architect at ITS Partners. Testing and validation for content within this webcast also has been done in participation with my colleague Adam Eady, a senior consultant and a total IT ninja with Configuration Manager and deployment tool sets in general. Towards the end of this webcast, we will provide some details on Adam's blog and where you can find it, and on it he will post additional information around both this topic covered today as well as many others in the adventure of performing Windows 10 upgrades in the enterprise. Our agenda today will cover the Microsoft Windows 10 upgrade task sequence as well as the requirements to make it function appropriately. Essentially that's adding Windows 10 installation media source files. We'll cover upgrading from Windows 7 and Windows 8.1 to cover the 7, 8, 8.1 upgrade scenarios. And once done with the webcast, we will have some additional notes and information, namely where you can locate Adam's blog, as well as where to download the Microsoft collateral and other information both about Adam, myself, and ITS Partners. So let's get started. Here you see the Configuration Manager console and the upgrade to Windows 10 task sequence. The task sequence covers three primary areas: prerequisites check, the upgrade steps, and post-upgrade steps. The first is a built-in prerequisites check that covers minimum memory and other requirements. And there's the provided Microsoft PowerShell script that checks additional system requirements and makes sure that the system is ready for the Windows 10 upgrade. The last preparation task is the staging of the content, essentially the Windows 10 media files, which have to be local on the system to perform the upgrade run. We then have the actual upgrade piece, which will run the Windows setup with some parameters. Most notably, we do a quiet no reboot run and point to those locally instanced source files. There's then a recovery from setup failure, also a PowerShell script provided by the Microsoft template. This will return you back to the known good system state. Last but not least, we'll restart the computer once the update has gone through, which will allow additional post-processing to take place. Towards the end of that, and once the agent is back on the system, we will add software updates as required and then clean up the installation source files. More importantly to the task sequence, we have two included packages. The upgrade scripts package that contains the aforementioned PowerShell scripts, and the upgrade media package that comes empty, needs to be populated with the Windows source files. I put it in a shared folder called Library Public, where I unpacked the original Microsoft collateral, and inside the upgrade files folder and inside the upgrade media folder I put the Windows 10 installation media. You can put your flavor Windows 10, in this case it's Windows 10 Enterprise. And in the update scripts folder, I left it as is. No modifications have been made to those scripts. Now that we have the task sequence in place, let's take a look at a Windows 8 system. Here I'm starting the Software Center. And we can see that as available software, we have the upgrade to Windows 10 Enterprise package. Hitting install will kick off the setup and upgrade process. Essentially, this is a fairly long process where we will just be watching the progress bar So for the purposes of not boring everyone to death, we'll skip the part. Trust me, it runs through, and at the end we will see a Windows install. However, I'll put in a couple of clips that will show the process as we go along. I've jumped a little bit to the Upgrade Windows task sequence task, and this will actually take quite a while, at least it did on my test systems, and it's a precursor to the actual Windows 10 setup running and performing its own upgrade tasks. As mentioned, this will begin copying the WIM files among other things, so you can imagine the time it'll take. Once the copying of the files and packages have taken place, the actual Windows 10 setup will launch. We're seeing it here towards the end, as it's 99% done. Again, for brevity reasons, I cut out a bunch of time. It has 3 pieces to it. It'll essentially do another copy file task for setting up and performing the Windows upgrade. It'll install features and drivers, and then it will configure settings. Once it's done with that, we will perform a reboot, and then we will boot into Windows 10. Utilizing some additional time travel magic, we now at the login screen for Windows 10. I did already log in once to again cut down time a little bit. Otherwise, we will get the getting ready screens, which take a while to go through. But essentially, here's Windows 10. You can see with all new UI, a start menu and charms all in one. Now let's take a quick look at the Windows 10 upgrade sequence. It's entirely similar. So if you've been watching so far, which I hope you have, you'll see here that we will locate and launch the same task sequence. Choose to install, and we'll launch the same prerequisites checks and continue with the install as described previously. Once the Windows 10 setup launches and runs the upgrade, we'll see a very similar, actually the same UI as before. Again, it has the 3 sections for copying files, installing features and drivers, as well as configuring settings. Once the upgrade completes, again, you see me at the login screen for Windows 10. Also here I've logged in before to shorten the login times. And it will look very similar, again exactly the same. It is 2 different systems that we utilized, but as you see, the end result is the same. 2 upgraded systems, 1 Windows 7 system and 1 Windows 8.1, both upgraded to Windows 10. This concludes our demo of the Windows 10 upgrade task sequence. Remember, for this demo we used Configuration Manager 2012 R2 SP1. For 2012 R2, the SP1 update is required. As far as I know, you are also able to use 2012 Service Pack 2, as the code bases have merged, or mostly merged. Now, if you want more information about Windows 10 deployments, please go to my colleague Adam Eady's blog website, adameady.wordpress.com, where you'll find lots more information and more details on some of the other deployment tool sets and toolkits that are available for Windows 10. If at this point you're interested in performing this upgrade on your own, please go download the Microsoft Collateral. You'll find it on the Configuration Manager team blog, so blogs.tetnet.com and so on and so forth. You can also Google or Bing it. Use your favorite search engine. If you look for Windows 10 upgrade task sequence Configuration Manager 2012 R2, you should find both the newest published version, that is the one used here, as well as a reference to the old original one that was posted, I think about half a year, if not longer ago, by the Configuration Manager team. And that old one has some additional details. Thank you for watching. If you have questions on Windows 10 upgrades or Configuration Manager, please contact Adam or myself. Remember to also visit Adam's blog if you haven't already, as we will post additional information around Windows 10 upgrades and Windows 10 deployment in general. If you have any questions about what ITS might be able to help you with, or what other services we provide, please don't hesitate and go to our website. You can see the address below. Last but not least, best of luck on your endeavor with Windows 10, and remember to always test whatever you do, especially something like this, major upgrade processes, in a development environment or validation environment, to make sure that you do not run into any unforeseen issue in production. Again, don't hesitate to reach out to us if you think we can help. Thank you.